Life is so busy, if you blink, you can miss something amazing. It's important to take a moment and enjoy what we have and the people around us. I'm Mo Hagan, Chief Operating Officer for canfitpro, and welcome to A Moment with Mo, a podcast where I will welcome some incredible guests to talk fitness and nutrition, mindset and self-improvement, setting your goals into action, and much, much more. Now let's get chatting. Welcome to episode number 9, A Moment with Mo. This episode focuses on how to build your brand, leverage the power of events. Why? Because this is a time of reinvention for people and businesses. And we all need inspiration and guidance, especially in this ever-changing and challenging time in the world. And I can't think of a better person to help inspire us to understand the importance of building brand, being present and seen and involved in events than my dear friend and award-winning fitness professional, award-winning athlete, brand development expert, Suaad Ghadban from Montreal. And here she is.
Hi, Mo. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I am so excited to be talking to you today.
Well, I'm always excited, and I'll just give everybody a insight and a little FYI. When Suaad and I come together, we are like resonate at the highest level because Suaad has this incredible energy, joy, and happiness, which is just a little insight to who Suaad is. But I'd love to introduce you all to this incredible human being. And then we will dive into her inspirational story. And then, of course, generously, Suaad will be sharing her advice and some of the steps that you can take and the actions that you will want to make this upcoming month or two that will lead you into the most fabulous latter half of 2023. So what can I say about Suaad? Suaad is canfitpro's Fitness Professional of the Year in 2021. Yes, I was just honored to present you with that award. Suaad is a fitness professional industry leader with an international award-winning athletic background, known for leveraging extensive networks, social media, including high-value media contacts, and why to help build innovative brands and power client acquisition, as well as to accelerate market expansions. Suaad plays a pivotal role in strategic planning, goal setting, implementing policies and procedures to streamline operations and to enhance efficiency in her health club, as well as helping thousands of fitness professionals in their career. She manages with not only a dynamic personality, but a very strong set of leadership skills that allows her to foster and grow positive environments in teams wherever she goes and with whomever she works with. And welcome, Suaad. I know that I've just touched upon your incredible journey, but do sort of share a little bit more insight, and then we will dive in to what you're working on these days and what is around the corner for you.
Well, for those who know me or don't know me, I kind of fell in love with fitness. I think I was 16 years old, which is almost 20 years ago when I went to my first canfitpro World Fitness Expo, and I will never forget it. It felt like it was the Disney World of fitness for me, and that's where my passion for health and wellness and fitness really ignited. And I've been part of that industry and part of that journey for 20 years. And I always say the fitness industry is the best industry in the world. So thank you, Mo. Since then, I've done a million things. I'm on
a million.
Many panels. I'm also part of the Mo Hagan College of Canada for their health and wellness program, Women Who Influence, canfitpro panel also. So I'm really loving being part of the communities, helping fitness professionals and helping consumers so that everybody can live their best life. And I always say we train so that we can do the things we love and have the best life we want. So thank you so much.
Brilliant. And I have never heard canfitpro Global be described as the Disney World or the Disneyland, but I will take that and I will share it. And we'll explain what Suaad means by that as we dive into. We're going to start with sharing Suaad's story a little bit further, because this is part of the theme of the blog for this month, in which this episode coincides. And Suaad, you really illuminate what my theme of my blog is, and that is, you never know where your passion will lead you. Mm-hmm. And your passion, Suaad, to rehabilitate yourself as a professional dancer led you to shape an iconic career and award-winning business. And I know you have multiple businesses that you continue to reinvent yourself, but I'd love you to tell a little bit about your story that, really was fueled by your passion to rehab yourself, and that inspired you to innovate a business known as Hot Booty Ballet.
Thank you. So Hot Booty Ballet, for our viewers who don't know what it is, it's a ballet-inspired booty workout with mini bands that is a prevention, a workout, and a rehabilitation program. So I was a professional dancer for 20 years. I was working on Broadway. I was working in Vegas, LA, New York. I did the Michael Jackson Broadway show tour in Egypt and Morocco. And I've been a dancer since I'm 5 years old. And then one day I just pushed my hip out to the right and I tore my groin, which was really a career-ending injury because it was so painful. But instead of doing nothing about it, instead of just going to physio and osteo, they kept giving me those mini bands to do the exercises. But I was like, well, why don't we take these rehabilitation exercises and start dancing with them and taking the bands and using it as a partner or using it as support? We can use it for resistance, assistance. We can use it for everything. And this is how Hot Booty Ballet was born, because I felt if I had a need for a rehabilitation program that is fun, for sure there's people out there that are hurt, injured, or whatever that want to rehab or work out in a way that is not baby, that is not just medical, but is also artistic and fun. So that's how Hot Booty Ballet was born. And it has since just taken off all over the world. We have about 400 instructors and 3,000 members online, and more than 3,000 to 5,000 members in studios that also take the classes. And even now this year, Mo, we've got so many requests for so many health clubs that want to incorporate it. It's a great program because it is all level, all ages, and it doesn't discriminate whether you're 80 years old or 20 years old. You can work out together. The only thing that changes is the intensity of the band and the numbers of bands that you take. So I love to say that Hot Booty Ballet is intergenerational, and I think people love that. And I also call it a prevention, a workout, and a rehabilitation system. And it's also a great program for people that don't necessarily want to put bar in their studios or health club, but would love a bar-inspired program. And right now, Mo, we're doing it outside. We work with seniors. A lot of the ladies that are pregnant will do it till their last semester. So I just love that I was able to create a program to help myself, but also help the community around me.
And that inspired a whole new career in the process.
Exactly. I was not jumping up and down in 10-inch stilettos
after that. Wow.
I always used to say, and it's funny because I say this to my stepkids, I say, well, if you cannot be a football player, you can always be involved in football, right?
Oh, I love that.
I couldn't be a dancer anymore, but I can still dance and move and have fun and satisfy that personal need to express myself through movement. So
and experience the joy and happiness that comes with your passion for dance.
Exactly.
Which is what it's all about. And you're a perfect example of the challenges and the constant disruption that's going on in the world today. You face that personally. And like you said, rather than sitting back and becoming a victim of your injury, you decided to not only move yourself through rehab, but use your passion. I always say passion is the spark or the fuel that ignites or guides your purpose. And whether you knew it or not, you had perhaps a greater purpose in this life. And, you know, sometimes we don't know where we're heading. My dear friend, Jerry Visca, Canada's Y coach, always says, you know, your closer to your why than you might think. You just have to follow your passion, and it will lead you there if you're not clear on what that is yet.
But I
And
find it so easy to be passionate in health and wellness. Come on, guys. Like our endorphins are kicking. Everybody's. It's not a very hard industry to be passionate about and be in love with. And all the fitness professionals I meet throughout my life and throughout all the conferences, there's just that thing we ooze that other industries don't have. You know, just look at you, Mo, and look at all the other fitness leaders. I call them the fitness queens. You guys are the prime example of our industry and how you can have a happy, healthy, vitality life and do what you love at the same time. So I'm very grateful for this industry.
oh, wow, we're very grateful together for the industry to allow us to do what we do. But I also will say, and this is going to be a little bit of a segue to the power of what we'll talk about next, but I'm very grateful for you because you inspire me through your story to do what I do, both as a physiotherapist and as a fitness professional, mostly to take risks and try new things and to move forward despite challenges and obstacles.
Yes.
Suaad, tell us about something that perhaps those who know you, even for those who don't, this will all be new, but tell us something about yourself that most people don't know.
Oof. I think the first obvious thing that people never know is like, where are you from? I get Brazil, Greece, Italy, I get it all. But I don't think anybody knows that I'm actually Emirati. I'm from the United Arab Emirates. And if you've ever met anyone there, they are not in health and wellness and in dance. It is not in our culture or custom to do that. So that's number one. Number two, Mo, that I don't know if you know it, but will also be really funny, is that my name, Suaad Ghadban, means happiness. My first name means joy and happiness, and my last name means anger. I'm
Really?
happy, angry. That's my name. Which is like completely black and white. I've learned to be in the middle, but I used to always be black and white.
Wow. I actually knew the meaning of your first name, had no idea the meaning of your second name. And you are so much like your first name. I don't think I've ever seen you with your last name leading your life.
But that's ironic. It's just so ironic, like happy, angry. That's really
Wow. Wow. All right. Well, next question. Can you share with us strategies and or process when working with clients to help build their brand? And I know this is much bigger than our conversation today. But maybe just tease upon us, where would someone start? What would be a key strategy and or process?
I think because I come from a world of entertainment, whether it's on stage or being on television or being on the news or podcast, I come from an entertainment world where content is king, meaning people want to see, they want to hear, they want to know. Who are you? What are you doing? Do they resonate or connect with you? So I always say content is king and community is queen. So I think if you're able to really, really leverage your community and give back to the community. And I remember when I was younger, working with Lululemon and other brands, people did not understand necessarily why I was so involved in community. But when you have a community and you leverage and you also keep it close to your heart, every time you put out content or every time you put out a program or every time you put on a boot camp or every time you create a new challenge or have an online studio, then that community will also nurture your program and your content. So for me, it's very important to always have videos or be on social media or be part of different TV shows and collaborate with different brands or fitness entities, or whether it's different fitness platforms. It's always about collaboration and content and community. So it's CCC. It's all the C's: content, community, and really leveraging what you have so that you can show people what you do. And if people love you like Mo, like I'm sure everybody who knows and loves you is able to, I trust you. If you say, Sue, do this or buy that, or here is this, or come to this conference, I will listen to you because I feel like you understand how it's going to nurture my world. And so the first thing I can tell people is don't be afraid to put yourself out there. If you need to use the filters, use the filters. I have no makeup today, but I wore an orange dress. Do what you got to do to be out there, and somebody is going to resonate with your voice. And that person will be connected to you. I have clients for 15, 20 years. I cannot even open any more personal training spots because my clients book me for years ahead. So, you know what I mean? Don't ever feel like the industry's saturated or nobody's going to like what I have or other people are doing what it's not. It's the people that connect with you that are going to be coming and pursuing whatever you put forth. But you have to be out there. You have to go take pictures. You have to do little videos. You have to be on social media, and you can't be afraid to go to community events and meet real people that will become real clients for life.
Wow. I had to take notes. I'm too learning from this queen. And I loved how you talked about the 3 C's and how they feed off each other. And also, would it be true to say start where your strength is in those 3 C's and allow the strength, like I'm known as a connector, so I could use my community to then leverage to help build collaboration and or through collaboration, be inspired on how I could build my content as I get to build my own self-confidence in my brand. And I watched you in action at a conference. And I'll say this to all of you. This is not because, I'm promoting any conference. I am because I know from personal experience, not only this past March when I got to hang with this queen for 5 days and watch Suaad in action, to taking every moment that looked like it was just your average moment and turn it into content like that. But I also witnessed myself going to my very first conference, and I'm going to age myself when I say this, but I was grateful to go to my first conference in the industry back in 1990. And that conference stepped me out of my dream and into making that dream real. I left that conference. I took a 5-month sabbatical, wrote my international certification, left the country for 5 months, came home, resigned from what I thought was my dream career, and moved into the fitness industry full time. And the rest is history. And it all came from being at a conference.
Oh, yeah.
And that's because of the people you meet, seeing them in action, being inspired, and then stepping into your own courage.
I love that you said that because I've been to maybe 7 or 8 conferences this year. Like when I saw you, I was like, okay, I gotta go again. And everyone's like, well, why are you physically going places? I was like, because I need to physically be meeting people. And I don't know if it's for you, but for me, it's like if I've seen you and I've connected with you and we've had a moment and we spoke and you look into my eyes and we've given each other advice, I'm gonna remember you more than somebody who's sending me DMs. I'm getting DMs all day from different people all the time, but really she's talking about hanging out with me. I had the privilege to hang out with her because Mo knew everybody. So I felt like, okay, well, I guess we're going to meet everyone with Mo today. But like you said, you have to be physically there. And we met at canfitpro in Toronto, and I was physically there. And I remember having that conversation with you on the second floor, being like, I have this program. I don't know if I should push it forward. And you're like, go, go, go. The bar industry is really blowing up. You should be in this domain. Nobody's really doing what you're doing. So go in it. But, these type of conversations, you're not necessarily having online when you're picking up the kids or cooking food. You have to physically be there to meet the people that are going to bring your career from here to there. And then you go again or the next one to there. And I have met so many incredible people in person that I remember till this day, but I cannot really tell you 5 people I've met online. It's just weird. But I can name you 20 that I've met in real life because we've had a joke, or I met them at the lobby bar, or they came out for dinner with us, or we walked 1,000,000 miles to find a party of Zumba. Hitchhiking for a cab. We did it. Yes, all of that. These are real moments that you will only experience with people in real time and in real life.
That's absolutely right. And that is the power of being at events. And you said it so well. And this is, really the underlying passion that happens from being at a conference. And yes, it does take an investment of time
Yep.
and money and being away from your family or your work. And you said, having met me and I remember that moment as you relived it. And, you know, it's really what happens between sessions. We can watch sessions from our home in
Yeah.
front of our screens, but it's the people you meet and
Yes.
and not only the presenters you learn from. That's what inspired me to change my career was I
Mhm.
met Helen Vanderberg at my
Right.
first conference and I thought I want to be the next Helen Vanderberg, Lynn Brick, or, and that's what kept me focused. But, you know, we have canfitpro Global coming up in not too long
So excited.
in so August 16th through 20th in Toronto, and
Mhm.
this is the 30th anniversary year for canfitpro.
Congrats! I'm so
Isn't that
excited.
amazing?
I can't wait.
And you've shared just one of what would be a pivotal moment being an event can do for you and
Mhm.
is worth your investment 10 times over.
Yeah.
Can you share any other moments or experiences that you perhaps had or you were able to lend as far as advice similar to what I shared with you on that day in
Yeah.
that year? Could you share something else that perhaps really has sat with you and or perhaps has helped someone else move
Honestly,
themselves
it's
forward?
also meeting a lot of people. I feel like I always say this as fitness professionals, we work with so many people, yet we are so secluded by ourselves. Like we can go teach 50, 60 people, but we never meet the other instructors or other professionals that work in our industry that love what we do as much as us. So, the number one reason why really people should attend a fitness conference is to meet your peers. Like, what are they doing? What is helping them? Where are they getting their music? What kind of clothes are they wearing? What works better at their health club, in your health club? That exchange of information is so important for you to build your brand and your career. I've had so many moments, Mo, like the moments, like we always say, whether it's backstage last year hosting the opening and closing ceremonies and talking to people and people at home and learning how to multitask. I think what is so important, like you say, is the knowledge and the real communication you have, whether it's with presenters, your peers, or with other, let's say, I love all the staff that volunteers and I have beautiful conversations. And actually, some of them have become instructors of my brand or recommend my brand or, and just, I don't know, there's that energy in the air where it shapes you every single time you go. I've been going to, Canfit Pro in August for the past 20 years. And there's never been a year where I miss it, only when it was digital and I was still there. But there was never a moment in time where I felt like, oh, it wasn't necessary, or I didn't learn, or I didn't meet anyone, whether it's just grabbing coffee and meeting other presenters, or just being in that trade show and really trying and testing out new equipment and buying new equipment for my health club or learning new programming that I can bring in or maybe getting certified myself in a new course, whether it's Canfit Pro or other. It is so important for your knowledge. I always tell people, I think fitness professionals are like lawyers because once you're certified, that's when all the beginning starts. You never stop learning, which I totally love in our industry. It's like you're forever a student and you're forever learning and you're forever growing, which never makes a day in my life dull.
Never. Fun fact about Suad. How many certifications do you have, my friend?
Oh my God, I think I'm at like 55 now. I love certifications. You guys should take them all because you know what? Every time I work with a different client or a different company, I feel like what I've learned from this is useful. Okay, all that business that I've learned from the canfitpro business course, well, I can apply it to that law firm that's asking me for a proposal. Or I'm working with this senior, but I need to train her differently than the personal training program that I took. Okay, when you approach personal training, it's not the way how you approach group fitness. So all these certifications are in my back pocket toolbox, and I can pull it out whenever I want because I've done the trainings.
Wow. Amazing. I think you should win an award for that. So you are a sponsor at canfitpro Global. Always grateful for Hot Booty Ballet and Suaad to be here with us. Can you share what you're presenting this year, Suaad? And
First of all, Mo, I hope you have a bigger room for me because we're always sold out and we've got people in the hallways doing booties.
And they are in the hallway, my friends. It is a one. That's why we put you there, because you create an experience that's memorable for everyone. No, we put you in a bigger room. Trust me.
Okay, thank you.
I said, if the one thing we do this year, we got to give Suaad a bigger room because she is the queen and needs the space.
Honestly, I'm presenting Hot Booty Ballet, and I'm really excited and thankful. And we've been presenting it for over 7-8 years since you pushed me to start this brand, and people love it. And it's always sold out. So if you guys are coming, make sure you register. I'm also presenting at the stage, at the presenter stage, but I'm also doing a content creation for fitness professional session, which is going to be amazing because I'm going to teach you as a one-man show, even if it's just yourself, how to leverage social media and content and how to build your brand to make money. And guys, there's so much money out there. Do not worry. We will teach you how to take your specialty, your expertise, and help you grow your business. So I'm really excited to be physically moving and showcasing my program, Hot Beauty Ballet, at canfitpro, but also the content creation for Fit Pros that I'm doing in conjunction with Fit Bodies. So I love also these collaborations. Like, okay, I'm presenting for this, presenting for that. I love that. You guys should definitely come and see also after these 2-3 years that, you know, we've been kind of secluded. Well, who's out there? Who's bringing something new? Who's got something else to say? Who's got something that's going to trigger another spark in your soul? But you're not going to feel it unless you're in that room. You cannot go clubbing in your living room like you're going to go clubbing in a real club and have a good time. I'm just letting you know. And we know because we went to that TRX party.
That TRX party, and then the next party, and the next party, and for Suaad, the next party.
But what I'm saying is that's the parallel I tell, you know, whether it's my staff or other fitness professionals. You're not going to have the same time dancing in your living room alone as you will in a club with the music. So it's the same for fitness professionals. You are not going to get the same experience whether you're watching a lecture or taking a session as you will in a classroom with that energy, that music, that vibes. Everything is just a different moment in time. And I always say I collect experiences because I don't care about material things, but the experiences when I'm sitting at 80, 90, 100, whatever, I got so many experiences to keep me alive for another 30 years, you know.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I have never heard a philosophy of life like that before. Collecting experiences so that as you get into your 80s and 90s, you have enough, you know, incredible energy from those memories to keep you alive another it's like a oxygen.
Exactly. And that's what I think. It also, if you are kind of conflicted in fitness or you're not sure what your next step is, this will clarify your
absolutely
or your love or whatever, whether you're doing it full-time, part-time. I always tell people once you're around these electrifying people, it's going to be a whole different change of energy within yourself because you're going to be inspired no matter what.
Yes, I speak about that a bit more in my blog about what passion is and how it is. It can be a fuel, it can be ignition, it can be resuscitation, it can be a guide, a source of strength. And it's exactly that. You come to an event like this, it's especially if you feel stuck or you're desiring to reinvent, you just don't know how, or you know, often we don't believe in our abilities as much as others believe in ourselves. And it's those, and your example earlier, Suaad, is perfect. You said, you know, you spoke to me, and I'm like, I understood the industry from my viewpoint, being a
Mhm.
vice president of group innovation at the time, and I was seeking new programs. So I knew what the market was needing. And when
Mhm.
you asked me about yours, I'm like, it was like a collision of opportunity and demand. And you just, those things don't happen by accident. We were meant to meet
Yeah.
because you had something to give the industry and the world, and I had the
Mhm.
validation for you. And
And
that
maybe I
is
would have not done it if I hadn't had that conversation with you on that day, because it's still a lot of money. It's a big process. It's a whole thing. But because I always felt like behind in my heart of hearts that that was a good idea because we had that conversation and you did validate it, then I felt confident moving forward with that idea.
ah
Still here 8 years later, and we're still doing great because we had that conversation where I could have been doubting myself the whole process and
yeah.
probably would have not gone forward with it, not knowing what's happening in the markets or
Mm.
and it's almost the same way I see a lot of fitness professionals that are completely conflicted and tangled about social media. I just put out an ad yesterday. It cost me $35. I have since had 6,000 people look at my class. I had 35 new people sign up. Like the cost of one class is what I paid for this ad. And my class is already sold out from the day one. I haven't even like moved yet. So also explaining to people how to be financially smart with fitness to make it your career and passion for a long time. This is not an industry of pity or an industry of free giving things. This is an industry you're paying money to learn, you're paying money to better yourself. Well, you should also expect money to come in so you can keep traveling and keep learning and keep going to conferences. And I tell you guys, you should learn how to put your best foot forward so that you can be successful. And it doesn't have to be that hard. We are smart enough these days to know how to use chat GBT, and I use content creators and people who do my reels and people who do my website. I outsource my whole life. I'm a one-woman show. Yes, I have my brand, but I'm a director of a health club and I'm also traveling the world. So I do so much, but because I'm able to leverage my connections with people I meet at conferences, and I'm able to take everything I've learned. I remember when they were talking about social media, I used to go to Deborah Atkins' session,
Yeah.
and she's so amazing, like 50 plus, killing that industry and that niche, and she's still killing it today. And she was almost one of the first few that taught me about social media. Now people look at me like I'm the expert, but back then I was sitting in the back row for multiple years, just listening and listening and listening to what people are saying. And now I've learned to leverage it to make money, grow my brand, and really live the life I want.
Wow. If I had a mic in my hand, I'd drop it right there. That was brilliant. So let me ask you this, Suad. Being that Courage is canfitpro's theme for its 30th anniversary year, what are you working on this year that is calling on your courage to grow your career, your business, relationship, etc.?
It's a good question because a lot of people are like, how are you doing? As I said, I'm a director of a health club and we're doing super well. And we've had an incredible year and we've had 87% return rate and all my staff came back. So I'm thankful that I have nurtured these relationships. But at the same time, as a fitness bug kicks inside my soul, I always want more. So I think for me, to be very honest, which kind of coincides with this podcast, is just attending more conferences and learning to be a better leader in the industry as much as I am in my community or in my home. I think for me, it's definitely going to as many conferences as I can to see what is the future. Like you say, it's been 30 years. I'm super excited and looking forward for the next 30 years. And how do I outsource most of my business? And how do I motivate and encourage the younger generation? Because they are coming and they're not coming from conferences and certification, they're coming from social media, but we cannot forget the importance of real human connection and really respecting the industry by being there, by showing your respects, by showing your talent. You cannot just buy your way up this industry. This industry is really about community. And I always say I love it because every year I go, I call it on like the tour, the fitness conference tours. Every year I do it and I go to all of them because I feel like it's so important, not just for me as a leader, director, influencer, but also as someone who's able to take all this information and bring it back to my team, bring it back to my clients, bring it back even to my directors and be like, hey, let's try this new program. Or, hey, have you seen, remember Mo, I bought all these equipments for the legs, which is kind of like rehabilitation. Oh, now rehabilitation is big. Let's do, a section in the health club for this. So this is where the new ideas come in, is really from learning. So I love conferences. I'm 100% for them. I think they're worth every penny. And side note, you can write it off if you have a business. So why not? There is really like nothing that stops us from physically being somewhere. And if you are a fitness professional who feels like you're in your community, and I've met so many of them that are maybe, in a little town somewhere and they don't know a lot of people, well, this is your chance. And you know what I do, guys? Just a little tip to give you if you want to meet a lot of the influencer or leaders of our industry is I will go on, let's say, the canfitpro app before the conference, and I will see who's there, and I will at least write 20 to 30 messages, whether it's Instagram or email, to some of the leaders I would love to connect with or meet. I'll be like, hi, my name is Suaad. I'm coming to the canfitpro World Expo. Can you guys come have a coffee, or, let's meet at the trade show, or would love to, speak to you. Connect with people before you show up. So now they recognize your face and they're appreciative that you took 2 minutes out of their time to connect with them. So I've done this a lot, and it's helped me really build honest relationships, and it will help you too. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking forward just being with humans, I feel like in my community, I'm the only super excited, fitness professional, like at home or with my friends, or like, are you okay? Why are you so hyped? But when I go to the trade shows, and I just
be with your real people.
That's
people
my
that,
people. That
yeah.
they get it. That it's like we're all resonating here.
Yeah.
We don't all have to calm down to kind of fit in. We're all moving in that energy together.
And I loved what you said. Especially these times when we're more secluded and isolated through the nature of work today, is that, they say that you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with, but sometimes you don't get to hang out with anybody. But when you go to a conference, you get to choose the groups you want to be in, and you're in that energy, like you say. And I never leave a conference without feeling more empowered, inspired, energized. I feel like I call it therapy, to be quite honest. I come home and I say, oh my gosh, that was therapy I've been seeking. And then I'm ready to go for another full season. And I'm still riding on that wave. I still am riding on the wave from March, being that we are still telling stories about our adventures and who we met, and, what happened between the sessions and after the sessions, and the mic drop learning moments. Like you will always take that. And like you said, you put it in your back pocket, and then you pull it out when you need it. You don't realize what you learn even for years later. And like you said, it's worth every investment that you make in time and otherwise. Suaad, you said so brilliantly that, conference is sort of our lifeline as fitness leaders. It brings us together and holds us together. Also, the work that you do, let's take the opportunity now as we close off. I do want to say to everyone, your tip, by the way, is unbelievable. And canfitpro does have an event app. That's why it took us some time to launch sessions. But now when you register, you'll be able to choose your sessions, and it will feed right into the app. And yes, in that app, you can play in our games of learning how to really experience the conference. And then you can meet everybody else and connect with them ahead of time. And that's powerful. You just don't know who it is that you drop one moment that you say, I just wanted to introduce myself, the person would feel, wow. Like I never feel like, oh, wow, Suad's like bugging me to meet her. I'm like, oh my gosh, she
Yeah.
reached out to me.
Yeah.
So tell us, Suad, how can we connect with you in preparation for meeting up with you at
Yes,
Canfitpro?
I'm so excited. Well, first of all, go onto the canfitpro website and check out my sessions and make sure you register because they're gonna be sold out. Second of all, guys, you can also go to hotbootyballet.com, which is kind of like my child that I love. Other than that, you can find me online, Suaad Ghadban, Suaad Fitness. I'm really excited. Next year, we're launching another content creation retreat, which we did our first one this year at Hilton La Romana with fit bodies, and we had 10 women from all over the world come and create 1 year worth of content for their fitness programs, brands, and classes in 1 week. So if you don't want to be, fighting and trying to take in pictures and figuring out, you can also join us. You can find it on hotbootyballet.com or fitbodies.com. But I think, guys, find me at the conference. Just
There you go.
have a coffee, be like, hey, do you have 5 minutes? I always have time. I'm always talking, and that's what I love. It's in that time in between sessions where you can connect. And sometimes people really come up to me and they know so much, and then I feel bad I don't know them. So maybe if you connect with us a little bit ahead of time, I can also Google you or find you on social media and see what you also do and what kind of tips and advice I can have for you. So
Wow.
love that, because it's not like, oh, hi, I'm Julie. Okay, who are you? I don't know what you do. But if you're like, hi, I'm Julie, I'm from Epics, I wrote you an email, and I was like, oh, you're the girl who's doing this. Oh, I think this opportunity would be great for you. Because at the end of the day, we are the industry and we know what are the opportunities that are out there. And we can also help you as Mo. Mo is the queen of connecting people. She can maybe connect you with the right person to help you pursue your career to the next level. You just never know.
Just never know. What a beautiful invitation. So everybody, you heard it from Suad herself. You reach out to Suad, you find her, you seek out her sessions, you register for the session, whether you are in the front row or the back row. If you can connect with her ahead of time through the app and put yourself out there, Suad just put it forward that she will be most interested in helping to serve your passion and move you along by having that 5 minute, which will be a monumental 5 minutes. I guarantee you will not forget. And as we wrap up this episode, I want to thank you, Suad. You always inspire me. I always learn from you. I'm grateful for this time that you've given to be in my episode. And you are just the perfect example of what this month is all about. In my blog this month, about you just never know where your passion will lead you. This extraordinary woman has just shared stories and strategies and how you can chase your dreams against all odds. You can just aim for a pursuit of joy and happiness and success. And you know what? You leverage your community, your power of collaboration, your content, what is that makes you unique, leverage your strengths and work with someone like Suad or learn from her and us and other great leaders. We all have a dream that resonates deep within us, and life is a bit mysterious. And while it has many beautiful adventures along the way, it also has some mountains to climb or obstacles to overcome. But that's why we are together, so we can help each other as we pursue our purpose. So with everyone here today, please, I hope this resonated. I know it has resonated with you. Share this podcast episode with others. And most importantly, connect with us by joining us at CanFitPro Global. You can go to canfitpro.com/events 2023, and you will see it all over the website. And please register so you can get into Suad's sessions. And we will look forward to meeting you there. And in the meantime, enjoy the moments, those magnificent moments with others and with the life that you lead and with your passion that will pursue you towards your true purpose in this life. Thank you, everyone. Be well.
Thank you,
Bye
Mo.
for now.
You're the best.
You are the bestest.
That's how much we love each other. No, you're the best.
You're the best. Mwah.